What's up, YouTube fam? Robbie C here. We are in episode 2, if you want to call it 2. Like, I guess we have 1A and 1B and our Birdie Talks with Hunter. But yeah, you guys did. We're here for another episode of Birdie Talks. Let's dive in.
So catch me if I fall.
So we are in Lynchburg, Virginia. We are having a good time, and we have another iconic human being. Some describe him as a person who is bad, you know, blonde dude blows. But we don't think that here. Welcome to the channel, Trevor Staub.
I'm glad to be here. Very glad to be here. I also like that I got the high ground. Hunter earlier had the low ground and looked really short, so this feels good.
Yeah, it's going to be great. So we're excited to have you on. You are usually the one doing interviews, though, at the Trevor Staub Show. So
that's true.
How many interviews have you been on?
Have I been on?
Yeah, like how many times do you get asked these
like
deep questions?
Like once, I think. Yeah.
Okay, well, here we go. Second time's the charm. That's what they say, right? Not really. That's fine. Yeah, here we go. First question, first hole. We are at Sandusky Park.
Dusky, as we call it fondly.
Old Dusky.
Dusky.
So, super easy question to start on hole 1. If you could steal a disc golf skill from any pro, who would it be and from, like, what would it be and from who?
Yeah, a lot of people go with putting on this one, but I've said this before on camera where I think throwing far for me would be, for what I do with disc golf, would be more fun. So I would take Anthony Barella's distance.
Okay.
I would just want to be able to throw far, just because I think it makes the sport more fun for me to just be able to, like, oh, you see that line nobody else can take? I can. Yeah. I
love it.
That's
I love it. Well, let's see
sure.
an AB line right off the tee. Show me the way.
Ooh, this is going to be really dodgy. Oh, man. And I went out into a field yesterday to try to throw a mid 400 feet and just threw my arm out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I didn't even get it, so spoiler alert. That's way short. I'm just happy it came out of my hand.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's
great. That's in range. That's rainmaker range. We're positive here. I'm the biggest cheerleader. That's what we're going for.
Dang. Oh, bar down.
Ooh. Ooh. Here we go. This would be a really cool way to start this off.
It's a tester for me.
We love it. We love it. I believe.
See, this is that step putt range I was telling you about.
Yeah.
Where I don't really know what my identity is anymore with it. Also, we're gonna see if I can even pop the disc right now. Still getting my fingers back. That wasn't what I was trying to do.
Okay, so you said AB distance. The real question is, why AB over, you think AB because of that, like, still that young talent, and you think he's going to be throwing even farther as he gets older?
I genuinely don't think, I think David Wiggins can probably outthrow him. But like if you watch the distance competition,
yeah,
I think AB throws just as far as all of them. Okay. And I think his distance seems more explosive to me. I love the way that this pops out of his hand. And yeah. I think he also has it forehand as well.
Ooh,
so, and
fair.
I just think he's cool.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest.
We know that you are not originally from the Virginia area. Are you originally from Pennsylvania?
Yes.
Okay, so
born and raised.
Northern climates, used to it. Something that's a lot more popular in the north, and I know a lot of like the viewers for here are probably more southern. You're a hockey guy. Like, yeah. You played hockey. Yeah. So walk me through, do you have an NHL team that you pull for, or are you a player guy?
Yeah. Like, no, so I grew up playing hockey, and my dad like got into hockey kind of later in into his adult life, and we live 45 minutes away from Hershey, Pennsylvania, where they make the chocolate. Yep. And they're known for having one of the most popular, like, AHL, which is like the minor league hockey. They have like the most popular team because it's kind of a tourism attraction situation. Okay. So they're getting like 10,000 people at games. Like, wow. It's a very big deal. Because of that, they had season tickets for a while when we were like really, really young. And then that was part of our lives, always going to their games. And they were originally affiliated with the Colorado Avalanche. So at a very young age, I was an Avalanche fan, but for most of my life, they then switched over to the Capitals. So we were kind of Capitals fans because of the Hershey Bears. But that being said, I'm a diehard Capitals fan, very serious. When they won the Stanley Cup a few years ago, it was a big moment in my life.
Say, that's huge.
A very big moment for me.
I'm a Wild fan, so
tough.
It's always tough sledding.
Too wide.
That seems a little wide. Is that okay though?
Well, if you get a skip like that, it is.
It's just you're
that's
just
not
that good.
It's not where you want to throw it. You do not want to take it outside of the trees typically.
Okay.
I just yanked it, but the skips are apparently there today. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. Right now everything's dead, so
dead ground. I'm doing the same thing.
You followed me, and I told you not to.
I didn't throw on hyzer. I threw a flat. That is a mistake. It's a low basket, so we can flirt with the ceiling here. That's fine. A little cross left to right, so it's going to drop it.
Oh, prodigy basket.
Got to hit them true. Prodigies don't like to catch. Yes, sir.
There we go.
Come on. So 248 feet. I do like we went forehand, backhand. Are we going to keep this vibe going for a little bit, like forehand hole?
It's up to you, maybe.
Okay, I love it.
There's a lot of options.
So cool, so cool. I guess you could probably go turnover here. If
I used to, yeah, I used to.
Speaking of being that guy, when you're riding in the car, let's say you have a 30-minute car ride. What's the vibe? Are you going podcast, audiobook, music, silence?
So I used to listen to a lot of music in my car, and then I was using one of those things that plugs into your like cigarette lighter port thing.
Okay.
To like get the radio, and it was killing my car battery. So I had to give that up. So now it's like whatever's on the radio. Okay. Which right now I'm listening to a country station. But my main thing is I'm listening through the Harry Potter series on audiobook right now. Yeah. So I let that baby rip, and I'm in the 5th book right now, so it's kind of, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Yeah. So
hits.
Yeah. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Serious.
We're doing the audiobooks right now. It's fun. It's a good time. Yeah. I don't know if I could do it with everything, but since I already know the series, it makes
Did you do the whole like 7 months of Audible, get all 7 Harry Potter books, and then cancel Audible?
No.
Yeah.
Like cancel after you get them all? Yeah. Yeah. That's what I did. Yeah.
Because you own them permanently, but.
Yeah.
That looks.
That's short as well.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's short.
Okay.
2 nose up. I get scared.
That's fair.
I get scared throwing like the flexi line. And that is inside.
Okay.
Couple of lovely shots.
We got a putt again.
Get left. Did not get left.
Oof. So you've read through all the Harry Potter books.
Yeah.
Top 2.
Top 2 books?
Yeah.
I see 4, 6, and 7 are in really, really different company than the rest of them to me.
Totally.
So I would say 6 is number 1.
Okay. 6 is the
4 and 7 are where I don't think I can pick one. They're going to be tied for 2nd.
That's fair.
I'm sorry to be that way.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. 7 is definitely different company.
Yeah.
All right. So, hardest part of working at Foundation?
Not much. I would.
It's like, how do I do this?
I'm out here playing disc golf.
My boss is holding the camera.
Man, that is a really tough question. I don't even know if I've ever really had to think about that.
Yeah, you got time. We got a whole hole to think about it. So
maybe I'll throw this shot and then decide. Oh, took it outside. I lied. That's a par. But yeah, it's just a par. Man, hardest part. I don't know. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, good kick.
It was a sting, so it was going to flip up and do its thing, but
yeah, man, hardest part of working Foundation is explaining to people what I do for a living. There you go. That's a good answer. Okay. People say, what do you do? And I have to start with, have you ever heard of, I literally explain it to people. I say, have you ever heard of Frisbee golf? That's what I do, because that's going to connect with them more often.
It does, yeah.
Well, actually, I lie. I usually say, have you ever heard of the sport disc golf? And then if they start to look a little confused, like Frisbee golf, that's where I go very quickly. Yeah. That's the hardest part. It's just explaining to people what I do.
Yeah. I think for me, one of the like big struggles, right, is because anyone can create a YouTube channel. Like anyone can do this.
Being a YouTuber is like.
Yeah,
I don't usually go that route.
Yeah.
And what I do is more media, but I usually pretty immediately jump to, we have this online retail, we sell the discs. Yeah. And then I say, and then we do some like content and podcasts, but like I don't even try to explain that really.
Yeah, see, I don't have that though. So when I tell people, like I'm sitting in that chair
You're a coach.
when I'm sitting in the chair trying to, so imagine having to explain that disc golf is a sport and then, I full-time coach people in this sport that you've never heard of. Like,
it's tough. It's getting a lot easier though.
People pay money to learn how to play this game? Not a lot.
And then they're like, oh, so are you like a professional? And you're like, no, not really.
I'm a professional because I paid $25 extra for my PDGA membership. And that's why. Yeah.
I mean, there's no shot this ends up anywhere good. No, that's not true. I'm with Robbie. See, I feel like I have to speak more positively about myself.
Yeah, we're positive. We're fine. We're fine.
I'm gonna start smiling.
However, I will say, this is a terrifying putt. That's like, it's okay to call it that.
That's great. Layup.
That's great.
Wow. What an underrated putter Robbie C is. People need to start putting respect on your name. Yeah, look at this hurricane bow. This thing's sick.
That's a great DeLong, at DeLong. Okay, while you're thinking about this, that's a pretty disc, but what is the most sentimental disc in your collection?
So
Besides the one that I threw in the water.
Yeah, that was definitely it. No, I still have my very first putter that I ever had for my first starter set.
Wow.
I don't have the mitt or the driver, but I have the putter. It's a DX AVR.
Okay.
It has my landline phone number written on it. And my original like signature from when I was like 13 or whatever.
I love it.
So that's definitely it. I don't really have anything else that's like crazy sentimental. There's discs in my bag I care about because I've had them for a while. Like that orange Raider I throw all the time. I love that disc.
Yeah.
But as far as like, I haven't been like a long-term collector necessarily because I've, just never really thought that much about it. But that disc I still have somehow.
Yeah.
So that's definitely it.
I love it.
Yeah. All right. What you don't want to do is accidentally flip the disc up here because if you go long, the creek is long as well. That was so bad.
Hey, you didn't flip it up.
That's like 100 feet short, maybe 150. That was atrocious. I'm not throwing well right now. Everything is sticking to my hand a little bit. Probably because I spent all of yesterday trying to throw distance shots. Was that a charger?
Yeah.
I like that.
We're gonna see.
That's a better line. I'll cut you inside a little bit. Yeah, that's a good shot. Whew. It makes me nervous. The metal pipe is what makes me nervous, not the water behind it.
Hey, no metal pipe.
No metal, almost hit the metal pipe.
Do you ever think about like a slammer on that line?
On a flex line like that?
Like a little forehand, just like chop into it?
Throwing a what now?
Like a forehand slammer, like
just kind of
let it crash in?
Yeah.
Give it a chance to ring it up?
If I was a little further out, I would.
That's short shot.
That short is a little, my touch forehand isn't quite there.
That's fair.
But yeah, if I was a little further, I definitely would.
All right, Linus, let's do our thing. Nope. Bah.
This basket's a little bit in shambles. I like how somebody tucked all the chains in though.
Yeah.
Like you at least made it somewhat effective at doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, now I see why they're...
Yeah, they were kind of just hanging for a while. A little bit crosswindy, tailwindy. Not a great combination for this hole.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you need to swing it wide, but it also might just get dropped out of the sky and you're on top of the hill.
I love an elevated basket though. Like,
do you?
Anything that makes putting a gimmick, I'm here for.
Nice.
And a lot of people don't feel that way, but that's...
No, tasteful. I have no problem with a tasteful elevated basket like this one, where it's like not that much higher.
Yeah, on top of like a flagpole or something. That's fair. Like that's what is it, Canaan course or whatever that has the winding staircase.
Gosh, yeah, no.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Speaking of a lot, few people in their life have built their own PC and joined the PC Master Race. As someone that has built their own PC, Were you ever a PC gamer? And if so, what games really stood out?
Yeah, I was, you know, I got into the PC building thing because one of my friends did it, and I don't really know what jumped out about it to me necessarily, because I played I was a console gamer, and I played mostly sports games growing up. So like, I wasn't really one to be necessarily intrigued a ton by the PC gaming thing. I was into Minecraft, so I think that must have had something to do with it.
Yeah.
But I kind of just went for it one year, decided I was going to save up and buy in. And then because I then had the gaming PC and I downloaded Steam, like I dabbled in a few games.
The CSGOs and...
yeah, as far as like competitive shooters, like I played a bit of Overwatch and I was okay at that. But I really liked like Terraria, Minecraft. That was kind of my style. And then like realistically, what I played the most on that PC was FIFA. Like I just played FIFA on it with a controller. And
just plug it in USB.
I was a pretty boring gamer. I played for a few years there on my PC. I played thousands of hours of FIFA every year.
That's fair. Hey.
Yeah.
Gaming's gaming. We respect
But I was homeschooled, so I used that computer for my schoolwork. So I had at least, you know, that big old GeForce graphics card that powered my Microsoft Word, you know, that kind of thing. That's not coming left, and it's far. This hole is sneaky tricky because you either swing it too wide or you're too far inside, you're short long, like it's...
I'm gonna join you in the Discmania game.
It's hard to park this hole for some reason.
Was that your Sky God?
Yeah, more like a Sky Squire these days. It's just not very stable. That's better, but that needs to go.
Big scoop.
Okay, oh wow, really good ground action, that'll work.
Yeah, it just slid on up there. Sneaky slidey.
If you get up on the hill a little bit, it just levels it out, really.
Yeah.
Stay up, did not stay up. Nice.
Game on. So, hole 7, coming in, question for you is personality assessments.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on them? Are you like, hey, all about it, I've taken all of them? Or you're like, nah, not for me, brother.
I've taken, I think they're entertaining. I like taking them. I like finding out things about myself. Like I've done the Enneagram, I've done Myers-Briggs, but my thing is I find them really hard to take without bias. And maybe that says something about my personality, but I find them really hard to take and answer honestly sometimes, because I think that maybe it's because I'm not taking a high enough quality version. I think if you take a really good psychological test, the question is you're not going to be able to see the motives.
Whereas you're like, oh, this is for this one.
Right. Whereas like I look at an Enneagram test that I've taken in the past and I'm like, well, I know exactly what they're trying to get me to say.
Totally.
So so I think they're cool and I think they're insightful. I will say also that I'm never surprised by the answers.
So what's your Enneagram type?
My Enneagram, so I used to be a 2. But I'm now, I think, the thing is my Enneagram, I'm very even in a bunch of numbers, but I think I'm a 6. In like the highest degree. I think I'm a 6.
I love it.
But yeah, who knows if it's accurate. Too flippy, see? Those are the destroyers. That's a brand new destroyer. It's been thrown like twice. It's just a flippier run.
Maybe you're just huge.
No.
Maybe that could be it, you know?
I thought I threw that perfect, but it's flippier than I even thought it was.
We're gonna go forehand.
Okay.
It is a little headwindy.
Yeah, I don't know.
If I didn't feel, as soon as I love flipping it up, and then I felt the forehand and I'm like, maybe that's not it. Charger. Okay. Still going forehand, because I just think that's a more fun, it's a different perspective. It's not it. It's not it.
I like the way what the disc was doing. It just needed to be higher.
Yeah.
Does that help?
Yeah. I wonder if it was too high though, if the wind would have eaten it and just...
I don't know if I've ever seen anybody, not that it isn't achievable, I don't think I've ever seen anybody get this hole with a forehand. Nobody tries it. Even though the T sign points it out.
Literally looks like it.
Yeah. Because, well, and then when the soccer field is painted, they will make that OB, but it's still not really in play. Like, if you throw a really bad shot, you can end up it. But even mine, like, I went way past the soccer field.
This is one of those, like, always move your bag, guys. Like, if you're telling yourself, like, I think my bag's my what? Nah, I'll just throw it. Just move it. That's fine. Oh, I'm huge.
Crushed it.
That is... objects in mirror may be closer than they appear, ladies and gentlemen.
I think I'm just going to give it the old slide. I mean, are you kidding me? Legendary. I only ever throw upside down putters. Like, I don't do it enough. I used to do it a lot in college, but when I do, it always works out, and I'm like, why don't I use that shot? It's very fun. Wow.
This is honestly such a cool tee pad. Like,
it's a scenic hole.
Yeah. And I love it probably baits you into being short, which leaves you a little bit of like a death putt type vibe.
Yeah.
All right. You mentioned it on the last hole, but biggest homeschool stereotype that you resent?
I mean, the classic homeschool stereotype is like that you're like socially incapable. And it's tough because as somebody who was homeschooled, but like I was very immersed in public, like first of all, I went to public school for a certain amount of years. And then I also stayed at public school sports and activities. So I was very immersed in it. So that's why when I tell people I'm homeschooled, a lot of times they're like, oh, really? Like they didn't know, especially when I got to college. Homeschool families that are like in it for generations and that's all they know. And then they stay in those bubbles.
That's fair.
That's where you get those stereotypes.
Yeah.
So it's annoying, like when people throw that stereotype out, because there's so many homeschooled kids who are not like that. Yeah. But I understand why it happens.
Yeah, because there are some that just are.
Yeah, and they're great, and they're usually really smart, like very like good kids who end up doing great things in their lives. But sometimes they're just a little bit socially awkward.
Yeah,
and you know what? That's all right.
Yeah.
There are worse things to be. That's an ace. No, see, it's not stable anymore. I need to put the other one in my bag. That's the line that a lot of people take. Right next to me, like on top of me. Oh, all right.
Okay, yeah, we're putting. Nope, pulled it. Got to start your hand on the right side of it, Mr. Crawford.
Oh, low. Some days, some days these putters just feel really heavy to me. And it's probably because they're 176 grams.
Were your steadies not max weight?
What?
Were your steadies not max weight?
Well, they were like 173. Like max weight is kind of relative.
That's fair, yeah.
And I don't know, like I don't want to be the guy who like says I can't feel like, oh, the difference between 3 grams, it's so crazy. But
on putters,
3 grams, and your putters, like you'll know the difference.
Last hole of the video, closing it out with a banger. What, as the sport continues to grow, words are hard. How do you see yourself fitting into the overall scheme of disc golf? Like as it continues to grow, what role do you see Trevor Staub serving in disc golf as a whole?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that I've kind of been plugged into the media side now, and I think that I like that. I like being a personality in the sport. I think that's fun. Social media, kind of that sort of thing. Yeah, I could evolve. I mean, it's a lot of it is going to depend on what happens with the foundation, like where I end up with that. But I think that a lot of what I'm doing now is more media focused, and I enjoy that. So I think I could see myself maybe later down the road, maybe if I'm not even a part of the media, like in front of the camera, maybe like helping create the ideas for the content, things like of that nature, or maybe even producing shows to some extent. But that's what I enjoy doing. I like being anywhere though in disc golf. Like I don't really, kind of a plug and play guy.
Okay.
I don't really mind it. Like if Hunter came to me at one point and was like, you know what, you're going back into like warehouse and logistics and that kind of thing, I'd be like, all right, like okay. I'll go mess with the discs again. That was fun. So, yeah, who knows?
Okay, what's this hole? Just a big hyzer end, or it's like straight shot, really?
Yeah, it's kind of whatever you like. I like to just throw something with a little bit of flip. I mean, it's tail right to left right now, so it's not going to flip that much. But I'm going with the leopard, and you just kind of just pump it up into there and see what kind of roll you get or what kind of bounce. That's a good one. Flipped a little too much. Hit the back wall. Oh, it got up there. That's under the basket. All right.
That seems pretty
See, you throw it up there, and sometimes you get that roll. I'm actually impressed how much that leopard flipped just then with that wind.
You
can get a mid there.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try.
For sure. My play is more like just take it by force.
Yeah.
Just see what happens.
And we left ourselves a putt. Again, that's fine. Yeah. We don't hate putts. We like putts. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to find that line and just drop it on in. Just drop it on in. You know, positives, at least that's more of a putt than I feel like I had here. Maybe that's where people call me stupid for being too positive. All right, that seems legal, yep. Whew. Nope. Hey, somebody had to take the first 4.
Whoop, whoop.
All right, well, that is going to wrap it up for the first video. This is the front 9. Trevor, thanks for coming on for the front. And dude, we're gonna dive into the back 9 as it posts next week. We'll eventually put the card back in. If you guys wanna catch the back 9, see more, learn a little more, questions again a little more, we're gonna dive in a little more.
Whoa.
So it's gonna be a great time. Looking forward to it. As always, thank you for watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Please make it fantastic for someone else too. But for now, we're gonna leave you with the birdie.